I don't know where she came from, but goddamn I wanna say some. She a dime, wanna make her mine. Heard through the grapevine, she a great time.
I was super ecstatic to win one for Cleveland because of the 52-year drought. Like, I was ecstatic. Like, obviously, I showed that the first wave of emotion was when everyone saw me crying. Like, that was all for 52 years. Everything in sports was going on in Cleveland. And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time. You know, everybody was just talking how they were the greatest team of all time. Like, they was the greatest team ever assembled. And for us to come back, you know, the way we came back in that fashion, I was like, you did something special. That's probably one of the only times in my career I felt like, oh, like you did something special. I haven't really had time to really like sit back and think, but that.
His career's not over. I'd just like to, you know, why he's saying that, I don't know. You know, maybe he thinks that sells. Maybe he's taking the Donald Trump approach and trying to sell himself. I don't know, but you know, time will tell. I think history. I don't even know if anybody knows who the greatest of all time is because the eras are so different.
Max, what's your reaction to what Ainge said about LeBron?
Well, I take what he said about the Donald Trump approach to mean shameless self-promotion completely divorced from reality. That's not what LeBron James is doing. LeBron James has evidence to support his argument as greatest of all time, but I think it fails because there was a Michael Jordan. And I believe that LeBron feels that way, Stephen A., that he had to slay the monster that Michael Jordan never had to slay. Of course, I think that's because Jordan's teams were always the monster. That shouldn't be held against Jordan. But Danny Ainge talking about why is LeBron talking about himself, self-promoting, I wouldn't say it's divorced from reality and purely based on self-promotion. So I disagree with Danny Ainge.
Well, what I took from what Danny Ainge was saying is that, excuse me, who the hell told you you did enough to eclipse Michael Jordan? Because that's what I took it as. You haven't. And that's really what this comes down to. Michael Jordan, you are not better than Michael Jordan was. Plain and simple. You understand? So you sitting there and saying, when I beat the Golden State Warriors, all right, when Draymond Green got suspended and Steph Curry wasn't 100% and Andre Iguodala and Andrew Bogut got hurt in Game 5, but I ultimately slayed the monster and I win a championship. Oh, now I know I'm better than Michael. I'm the great. Because if you say you're the GOAT, let's be clear about it. LeBron James came into the NBA wearing what number? What belief did he have? What was he trying to slay? So the target was MJ. If you're saying you're the GOAT, you're saying that at that point you realized you were better than Michael Jordan. Well, damn it, he might be the only one.
Yeah. Well, here's another reason he uses that as evidence.
Right.
Because he realizes at this point he's not going to catch MJ in terms of championships. That ship has sailed.
So why say it?
His numbers are not as good. The advanced analytics who look at them both have Jordan's peak ahead of LeBron's. So what arguments does LeBron have? He has two. One, longevity.
Yeah.
Career value based on longevity. And two, these kind of things, these kind of narratives, these kind of stories that try to capture your imagination. That's why he said it. It's because it's one of the two pillars of his argument.
I've never heard one of the greatest say they were the greatest of all time. That was very interesting to me. Kevin, what are your thoughts?
Oof, man, you know what? It's one thing. We all sit at this table all the time and sing his praises. Yeah. I think LeBron is a great player. Yeah. I just think that's disrespectful, honestly, to Bill Russell. What did Bill Russell do? Won every time. He said, all right, fellas, you want to win? Come with me. We'll go on the floor. That's what this game's all about. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
I mean, you
know, and he was
Michael
great
Jordan.
on all levels, though, Kareem. The best in high school, the best in college, and the best in the pros at one time.
That's what I'm saying. You know, Michael. I mean, there's just so many. Two of my good, Larry and Magic. I mean, just led teams and turned the league around. You don't need to say that about yourself. Let other people say that for you. I mean, I was kind of surprised because I had read about it. But that's the first time I had actually heard him say it. Made me the GOAT. I'm like, damn.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you know, I love the kid. I think he's a great player. I think he's been great for the game. But let other people say that for you. Yeah. To me, it's just disrespectful for a lot of people that came before you that were great players. And you said it to begin with, Chris. You can't compare eras and all that stuff. All these guys have been so great in their era. I just didn't like. I didn't like the way that sounded to me. Just didn't like it.
You know, and everybody knows I love LeBron, but I'm gonna call timeout on this one because and I'll speak definitely to LeBron, or I'll say it to his face. But you never. There's a certain thing about greatness that demands that you have humility with greatness. Now, I've never heard, even though we argue about Michael Jordan being the greatest of all time, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar being the greatest of all time, LeBron James being the greatest of all time, we have those arguments in debate. I have never heard Michael Jordan say he's the greatest of all time. Yeah. Even though he may think that, even though Kareem may think that, right? You just don't come out and say that. Now, in this era, you know, maybe it's okay for people to come out and say that. All I know, if I was in the league right now and you talking about you the greatest of all time, dude, I'm getting ready to do you. I'm coming at you. Like, and you may be, but to say that is just totally disrespectful to me as one of your competitors, as one of your teammates, as someone in your generation right now. It's just, you don't come out and say that. So with greatness, there's a certain amount of humility that goes with that. Now, somebody will probably come back and say, well, Muhammad Ali said I'm the greatest, but that was a single man sport.
Yeah, individual sport.
That was an individual sport. Yeah. Tiger Woods can make the argument he's the greatest because it's single. Yeah. But when you saying, and by the way, Muhammad Ali was saying he the greatest because, you know, he was getting in the ring and he'd knock you out.
Right.
You know? But, you know, to be able to take that stand and to take that position in this day and age in a team sport, you should have some humility that goes along with it.
And you made a good point because, you know who said Russ was the greatest? I never heard Russ say that.
Yeah, never
All
heard
his
those
teammates.
Yes.
All the guys that played with him that were just like, when you went there and I first got to the Celtics, those guys would tell Russell stories and they'd be like, you know, like they were in awe of his drive and his unbelievable passion to win.
Yeah.
But I never heard him say that, but I heard all of his teammates say that. That's what I'm saying. I just, you know, take a chill pill a little bit, just bring it back down and just let other people say yes.
We've all made his case and we are making his
Lock her up and give the key to me. Take it down low, drop it down to the ground floor. I just wanna go and explore. Ooh, baby, I just want more. I want more. Got a body like a rock star.